everybody. Tonight I'm going to do something a little bit different. I wanted to talk about fear and perception. When I was a child, from a baby on, growing up in an actively haunted house, it was very natural to me to see, hear, and feel things that didn't have a physicality. But I was an incredibly painfully shy and quiet and terrified child. I had been coddled by my much elder siblings, so I was a bit of a baby. And when I was about 4 years old, my parents had been renting the cottages out to students from George Mason University. And one night they decided to go out to supper, and they had the guy in one of the cottages come and check on us and be sure we were okay. Well, the eldest child was 17, and I was 4, and the other kids were 9, 10, and 11. So we were okay there. But he did come and knock on the door, and he was very excited. And he said, "You've got to come to the stables." I was just out there, and there's a ghost floating around the stables. It's flying in the air around the stables over and over and over again. And my siblings thought, "Wow!" And they rush outside all excited, and it's dark, and there's damp, cold grass, and I'm barefoot in my flannel nightie, and I'm at the end of the line, walking through the acreage, past the cottages, toward the barn, and then the stables. And all I can think is, I want to go back to the house, but I don't want to be alone because my elders will protect me. But I don't know what this ghost can do, because to me a ghost is the thing you see, kids dressed as on Halloween in a sheet, or Casper, It's something physical, and something physical can hurt you. So I was really scared. I'm thinking, it's like a feral animal or something. I don't know what it could do. And we get up to the barn, and my brother stops, and the other siblings keep going, and they're in front of the stable in the middle of this dark thicket, staring up at it. And the moonlight's hitting the side of their faces, and I can see they're making no expressions. They're not saying anything. And they turn to my brother and I, and they wave for us to come. And my brother walks forward, and I'm attached to his shirt, so I'm coming too. But I'm looking down at the ground, I'm looking at their feet, I'm looking at my feet, I'm looking at the grass, anything I can. I don't want to look up. But I sense my brother's head going up, and I realize at that point that everybody's seeing whatever it is, and if I don't look, I won't know where it is, so I won't know how to protect myself. So I lifted my head and I looked up, and there was nothing there. And the guy from the cottage said, "Oh man, this sucks, it was really exciting, you should have seen it, it was amazing, maybe it'll come back." And we waited a few minutes, and nothing happened, and we all walked back to the house, and my siblings were all disappointed. And in my young mind, all I'm thinking is, I'm really glad I didn't see this theatrical version of a ghost. And I didn't have yet any kind of way of categorizing the phenomena I grew up with, which to me was part of the estate. And this thing that people call a ghost and put into scary stories and cartoons and Scooby-Doo. So it's kind of an interesting perspective. When I look back at it, it seemed quite normal to me to feel that way about it. To other children, to live with a real ghost would seem scarier than a fake one, but not in my case.